Masters and friends. It was hot Sunday afternoon, and Uncle Lim's two Dobermans were clearly agitated by the tall stranger at the gate. Sir! Sir! A man in his early 60s pointed to the corner of the hall. And when the two huge dogs finally settled down, the man led the stranger into the sitting room and offered him tea. You must be the gentleman who responded to my advertisement. I'm Uncle Lim, owner of this house. The stranger in his 40s nodded. Uncle Lim, I'm Mark. You're selling this house for $1 million. Isn't that very expensive? Yes, but the buyer who knows its true value will not think so. I don't understand. When the house is sold, I'll tell the buyers the secret of the house. I'll buy your house. So Ma took out a checkbook and issued a check to Uncle Lim. Uncle Lim was obviously scintillated. Mr. Ma, now I'll share the secret of the house with you. 6 years ago, my son, who left home for a long time, suddenly returned with a big luggage. I was leaving for work. But that evening when I returned, he was at the garden. It seemed that he had just done some gardening. And we didn't talk much over dinner because he looked tired and troubled. And at night, I was awakened by a commotion. As I approached my son's room, I heard somebody arguing, and then a scream, "Ah!" I saw a shadow dashing out of the room, and then heard my Doberman outside barking non-stop. Then silence. Later, the police found two bodies. One, my son, and the other, the Doberman. My son was stabbed to death, and until today, the murderer is still at large. 2 days later, I found that there was a robbery involving 100 kilograms of gold bars. What has it got to do with your son? That night, I heard my son arguing with the murderer over some gold bars, and I believe the gold bars are still in the house. And I believe. So why did you find it? Oh, even I did. I couldn't sell the loot. I believe someday someone will come and buy the house. Why are you so confident? Because the murderer should know that the gold bars are still hidden somewhere in this house. You mean you're suspecting me? Yes. I have been looking for you for the past 6 years. No, this is a mistake. I'm not the murderer. Panic was written all over Mark's face. That night, the police also found a little finger in my Doberman's mouth. Can you show me your hands? No, that's a coincidence. Who are you? I'm not Uncle Lim. Uncle Lim has passed away 2 years ago. I'm Inspector Tan, the chief investigator of this case. Ma sighed in despair. Suddenly he pulled out a dagger and charged towards Inspector Tan. Inspector Tan gave the attacker a cold look and continued sitting on the sofa. Then two shadows dashed up from the corner of the hall, and Ma gave out a loud cry, "Ah!" followed by the sound of metal falling to the ground. The two Dobermans have accomplished their task swiftly. One biting on Ma's hand with his razor-sharp teeth, and the other gripping Ma's leg as Ma fell. Friends, there's this Chinese saying, Justice has long arms, and it's just a matter of time that justice will be done. But in our story, the long arms of justice had finally caught up with Mark. In reality, the truth also prevails. If we do something bad and think we can get away just because no one saw it, we will be gravely wrong. Because someday, somewhere, somehow, the truth will come to light. So in whatever we do, we must not go against our conscience. Remember, justice has long arms.